So Titus is 5, he'll be 6 this September. He was born at 32 weeks. You know, he was always really quiet, just kind of perfectly content just being by himself, and being first-time parents, we had nothing compared to. We never really knew like what was like, I guess, quote unquote normal, or what he had like difficulties developing, like, you know, mentally, emotionally, and physically like that. We knew from the NICU nurses that he would have missed milestones, or he'd at least be behind in milestones. So that was, we were anticipating, but we didn't anticipate the speech delay, some of the occupational things that came along with it, so just like food aversion and texture and things like that. And then right around 2 years, the pediatrician threw out the word autism. First-time parents, that seemed like a shock, like it was like an extreme potential reason why she was going, and she couldn't give us a reason why she was moving in that direction. And after a little bit more trials and tribulations, Easterseals like, hey, you know, we are gonna evaluate him, see where he's at, kind of what his therapy plan is, and then kind of come up with like when would be a good time for him to start his ABA therapy. And then that's like, what, almost 2 years ago? Was it almost 6 months ago? I'm waiting out here in the lobby, and he comes out the door and he's like, "Mommy," and I'm like, oh my God. That was like a moment. I'm gonna get really emotional. That was like a super big moment for me. Like all moms want to hear their kids say mama or mommy as their first word, and he knew that coming out of that door, and I'm just really just amazed and really happy where he's at right now with his progress. So
6 years of like silence, kind of. So to hear him being like, "What'd you just say? Like, did you just say what I think you just said?" So, and then now he's throwing attitudes, like he's becoming a little boy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I'm like, I like you talking back to me, but like there'll be about in a year where I'm not. Yeah. So like, it kind of upsets me, but I'm digging that you're showing your personality. Yeah. So Taylor's 3, gonna be 4 in May. And I'll call him like stereotypical second child. I mean, you know, totally opposite of what Titus is. Titus was that nonverbal, you know, situation where Tio was more of, you know, sensory kind of overload. So, you know, the screaming, yelling, hitting, biting, that would be more the textbook to me of like that just lash out extremism. Hard to take him out in public, hard to hold him. Not a lot of people could watch him. Particular, you could say. Definitely wants things his way, knows how he wants it his way, and especially with how he's communicating now, he can at least tell us, because before we're all trying to guess and crapshoot.
There's just signs that like are telling me that Theo needs to get diagnosed, and at least if he isn't, at least throughout school and academia, even though he has that label, it's going to get him that extra help that he needs, and he's not going to fall behind. To me, that's not a huge deal. It's just a part of him and who he is. It's not a crutch. It's just, you know, the lovely experiences of a child who is going to be proudly stand up and say, yes, I am very different from the rest of my classmates, and so what? So, yeah, that's definitely Tio in a nutshell.
You know, for early Easterseals, I think he would be throwing tantrums of about an hour. Yelling, screaming, hitting, I mean, very intense, hard to deal with, didn't want to get, you know, console. And now, I mean, we can go days. And I mean, if it's 5 or 10 minutes, it would be a lot. So, I mean, now it's, if he's having a bad day, you're like, man, we haven't had that in 6 months. Mm-hmm. So.
You know, what are your hopes and dreams for your boys?
I think I'm not so much thinking about what they're going to be like later on in life. I think I'm more like, what's tomorrow going to bring? And that's like, you know, just Titus just continue to speak really, really well, and just like not being the quiet one, because Titus is the quiet one, Tio's the loud one, and he's going to maybe be an engineer. You know, he's just he loves taking things apart. He likes putting things together, and like, they're going to be great. Tio, hopefully we'll get a football scholarship, just because he's just built that way. Like, he's got a future either in wrestling or football. So, yeah.
I just try to cater to their strengths. You know, and they're both different. Except one's a tinkerer, one's, you know, kind of memorizing or whatever. But, you know, I mean, it's different as a dad. at first you just, picture him doing varsity football or doing stuff like that. Maybe that's not in the cards. So, again, it's kind of just about them and it's not about us. So, just want them to do as best as they can.
There's, I think, what we adults wish we could be, because they just have this like extra something about them that's really like in a positive way. Like they're super intelligent because they see things in a whole nother perspective. They attack life in a whole nother way, and almost like with a carefree freedom that, I wish I could some days I wish I could just do that. Go ahead and, do what you got to do to get there. And if you happen to be a little special in all sense of that word, then by all means be a little special.
Well, good evening, everyone. What a fantastic way to start the evening, and to hear about two kiddos that truly are making great progress and achieving milestones. So often we take for granted, I think, as parents. And when you hear a mom say, or to break down when she, for the first time, hears her son say, "Mommy," it puts it all into perspective, doesn't it? We're proud of Titus and Tio, and they're just two examples of the Easterseals ambassadors that represent Easterseals so well and tell our story like no one else can. So I am so thrilled that you are all here tonight. You'll have a chance to meet some additional Easterseals ambassadors through art and other avenues tonight. And so I am just really thrilled to see people in person, all 50 of you. Maybe 49. There's no more than 50 people here, Tom, in this room. You can be assured of that. How many of you guys had a little trouble with the suit tonight? I'm telling you, I wasn't sure I was going to get it done. Is it okay? Yeah, the tie was a little bit of a challenge. So welcome. My name is Steve Thompson. I'm the president and CEO for Easterseals Central Illinois. And on behalf of the amazing committee that has done a remarkable job of reimagining this event and creating this hybrid gathering this evening, and to all of our generous sponsors, we're just so grateful, and welcome to the 26th Annual Grape Soiree. At this time, it's my privilege to introduce our MCs for this evening. Cheryl Magnuson is the owner of Majestic Interior Design and honorary chair of this year's Grape Soiree. I'm also pleased to welcome our new community vice president of Easterseals here in Bloomington, Amber Grunlow. Please help me welcome Amber.
Thank you, Steve, and good evening, and welcome again to the 2021 Reimagined Grape Soiree. I'm very grateful for the opportunity to serve Bloomington Normal as the new Community Vice President of Easterseals Central Illinois. With the help of the Bloomington Normal Community Advisory Council, of which there are several members here tonight, I look forward to our charge of raising the profile of Easterseals Central Illinois, as well as Timber Point Outdoor Center here in Bloomington Normal, and reigniting the passion for our mission: 100% included, 100% empowered, 100% Easterseals Central Illinois. And to make certain you are all 100% included, 100% empowered, and 100% ready to bid, please take a moment to reach for your phone, which I kindly brought with me to the podium, and text Grape Soiree 2021 to the number you see on the screen, which is 725. Let's do that number one more time, 243-725, to gain access to all the wonderful items we have in our silent auction tonight. So are you ready? Holding steady? Bidding yet? Fantastic. Let's meet one other of our Easterseals ambassador artists, Miss Ava. Ava joins us this evening with her mom, dad, and stepmom. She loves unicorns, enjoys painting, and spends her days crafting, swimming, running, along with other outdoor activities, and listening to Taylor Swift. So let's take a look.
Ava's been going to Easterseals since she was about 28 months old. And we started going initially because of a speech delay. And that's when we received her autism diagnosis. And she started with occupational therapy with Megan. And then about 6 months later, she started doing her speech therapy. So we have been there just about 8 years.
Feels I can always be myself. And that my therapist and friends care so much about me.
Even through the pandemic, because of telehealth, she's been able to continue on seeing her therapists and receiving her speech and occupational therapy. So it's a huge blessing for our family, and we don't take it for granted.
Easterseals is a happy place for me because I've learned how to do so many things there. Painting makes me feel happy. It is very relaxing to me. Art helps me express myself when the words are hard to say. I love to paint and draw. Someday I would like to be an art teacher.
Ava likes other kiddos, and she likes to be social, and she has a bubbly personality, and you want to make it be an art teacher because you like making things
Beautiful.
She likes making things beautiful.
My favorite colors are bright colors. Pinks, green, and shades of purple. I would like to thank everyone who donates and supports Easterseals. Because of all of you, kids like me meet milestones every day.
Oh, Ava, thank you so much for sharing with us your Easterseals story. We all have an Easterseals story, and we wouldn't be here tonight without one. And maybe you are just starting your story or continuing to add to it year after year. Either way, there are several items available with which you can continue writing your story, milestone after milestone. One of our featured artists is Ava's grandfather, Bill Bickers, with his artwork titled Spring. This 24 by 48 piece features vibrant pinks, greens, and reds, and is inspired by the joy of planting spring flowers once the season changes, and it is an example of abstract impressionism with paint applied using a palette knife. Item number 24 is ready for your bid. And let's help Ava continue to achieve her milestones with item number 44, Open Heart, and number 49, Magical Unicorn, Ava's paintings. Tonight you have already enjoyed a bit of bubbly with your suite of appetizers, bourbon glazed chicken, spinach artichoke wonton, and a fried burrata with romesco sauce and toast points, as well as the salad course, a bed of mixed greens with balsamic roasted peach and fig salad, topped with house bacon dressing. I hope everyone enjoys these as much as I did. Amber, what do you say? Do we have an auction highlight to share before talking more about our entree?
Absolutely, Cheryl. Let's turn our attention to a trio and a pair of sea smoke, generously donated by longtime committee member June Medina, a trio of Sea Smoke South Rita Hills Pinot Noir, including 2005, 2006, and 2008 vintages. Check this item out. It's number 31. Additionally, item number 4 includes a pair of Sea Smoke with a cheese board hand-painted by one of our Easterseals ambassadors. And that's not all the wine we have to offer. Simply filter by wine with BidPal to find more. Again, text Grape Soiree 2021 to 243725 to place your bid. Speaking of wines, the Bloomington Normal Country Club's signature entree, of crab stuffed salmon fillet, accompanied by a grilled fillet of beef or vegetable Wellington for our vegetarians, has been perfectly paired with the 2016 Vigilance Cimarron Red Blend Lake County North Coast wine by Bobby Reeder through our partnership with Binny's Beverage Depot. We greatly appreciate our partnering with both organizations for the 2021 Grape Soiree. Let's give them a hand. Now let's turn our attention, or should I say eyes, to I Lift My Eyes to the Hills. This is an eye-catching piece with its size and bright colors. Natalie Wetzel has created a beautiful mixed media painting created with encaustics, alcohol ink, and jelly roll pens on clayboard displaying at 24 by 36 by 2. It's item 33, in case you're interested in placing your bid. This bright scene reminds me of our next Easterseals Central Illinois ambassador artist, Avery. Whether she's painting, check out Dancer, or Teapot Blaze, or Butterfly Face, she also cheerleading and planting a fairy garden. Avery brings a brightness wherever she goes. And with Easterseals, she's working on her milestone of verbally expressing her emotions, where inclusion for Avery and her family includes being appreciated and valued, not just invited. Let's take a look at Avery's story.
With Easterseals, none of our concerns or none of our problems were small or throwaway. Like, everything matters.
We just knew there's got to be a better way for us to be able to do this with her and to be able to help her figure things out. And Easterseals, when we got there, they were like, yes, there are other ways to do this. Like, we can help her. We can make things better for her. So that there was just a lot of things that we were having a hard time helping Avery learn how to do and to cope with. And we could tell that she was getting frustrated at a very young age about a lot of things that we thought that would just come naturally and easily to a child. So once we got into Easterseals and we saw that it doesn't have to be that way, that they can teach us ways for her to learn how to do things her way, in ways that make sense to her, and in ways that she's comfortable with. There are two buckles.
One of the biggest things I've learned is that there's no such thing as normal kids. There's just kids, and everybody needs something different. And Easterseals seems to have nearly every one of those things that someone might need.
A lot of times just everyone tries to fit people into these boxes, and Easterseals says, no, you need a triangle or you need a circle. And like, they just make sure everybody knows that we don't all fit in a box. Avery needs a star. This year, she's been able to tell us about school. Before, we would just never know what was going on in her day. She didn't have the skills she needed to be able to communicate with us. So first they taught us to have her draw pictures of her day. So then she would show us from home and draw a picture of her at recess and then explain what the picture was. This is me playing with my friend at recess doing this or that. She doesn't even need to draw pictures anymore. She can just get in the car and start telling us what she did and who she played with and who she talked to. Another thing is dinner before was always very difficult for us, and now she can at least try a new food without getting very agitated or upset with the whole eating process. So camp was a really cool experience to be able for her just to hang out with other kids through Easterseals. She just came home with a smile on her face every single day that she left camp. So it was really cool to see her have a genuinely joyful experience when in the past a lot of times it was just stressful taking her new places. She just didn't know how to respond to a lot of things, and she would get nervous and upset. And so camp, I think, was the first experience that she just enjoyed 100% every day.
We were nervous because we don't mean, other than school, we've never sent her anywhere, and it was kind of just a step of faith, like, here's our kid.
And then for family weekend, it was really nice because we were able to come in and meet the counselors that she'd been working with all summer. Like, we knew she was having a good time, but they were able to tell us what she was doing and how it was a good time for her, and just seeing how she interacted with all those counselors was a huge blessing. If we didn't have family weekend, like, that just tied it all together for us to know how camp was just such a good experience for her.
What a story Avery and her family have about achieving milestones. Thank you to them for sharing that with us as well. And to help her continue her achievements, I'd like to highlight the trio of our wine. It is called the Handwritten Cabernet Sauvignon Stag's Leap District wines from Napa Valley, California, including the 2011, 2012, and 2013 vintages, paired with the Easterseals Ambassador hand-painted cheese board, or it could perhaps be a dessert board as well. And speaking of dessert, we will be having a decadent chocolate truffle bomb. So please help me thank Chef Mark and Bloomington Country Club for the hospitality for all of our guests in person and virtually. Our final Easterseals ambassador we would like you to meet is Reese. Green is his color, hence his artwork piece, which is called Green Was Not the Imposter painting. He loves nacho cheese Doritos and Godzilla, which is a nod to his King of Monsters painting, and is reaching his milestone because of verbal communication with his friends and family because of Easterseals Central Illinois. Let's learn more about Reese.
One, two, three.
He has been with Easterseals since he was a little over 4, so he's 7 now. And we started with speech therapy almost right away, and then have gradually added some more services since then. So we have been doing OT for about a year now. We did some feeding therapy for about a month to kind of introduce some new textures and foods. He has a pretty limited palate generally. And then we just recently added some counseling too, so they see us a lot. That's the track.
Walk with track.
Walk around the track.
Track with.
Who's gonna walk with us today?
Track with Easterseals walk.
You know, you already know your kids are amazing and you love them no matter what, but you get that diagnosis and you're like, all right, so now how do I help them? Like, you've always kind of planned in your head what parenting might be, what things you might have to deal with. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden you get thrown this curveball and you're like, all right, well, I know nothing about this. How do I help them best? And so Easterseals is able to like put you on the right path, tell you where to start. They've got a lot of community affiliations.
I like about Easterseals is painting.
You like the painting we get to do?
Yeah, I'm a pro painter. I paint in Godzilla and Among Us.
How do you feel when you're at Easterseals?
Just happy.
I have to say that I love Reese, because when you meet Reese, you'll never forget him. His golden personality matches his shiny gold tennis shoes. And I guess he was the inspiration of a recent purchase. Some gold tennis shoes of my very own. I'm sure he's going to love them. When I asked Reese about his painting, he told me all about his love of Godzilla, and then proceeded in telling me all about the game that inspired him to create Green Is Not the Imposter, just proving that Reese is reaching his milestones. Reese loves games, and so do we, which is why I'd love for you to check out Family Game Night, item number 3, because this basket of fun includes 3 card games, a brain teaser, a wine jigsaw puzzle, because we had to include some wine, Clue game board, and a gift card for dinner at Rosati's Pizza. And if pizza isn't Italian enough for you, item number 10 is for you. It is a trio or a collection of European female winemakers, including some wine from Tuscany, Italy, and a Chardonnay and Syrah from France. The silent auction will be closing soon at 7:50 p.m. And so while you browse over 50 items, let's remember why we are all still here this evening. We are here tonight for our Easterseals of Central Illinois kiddos and families, to add chapters to our own Easterseals Central Illinois stories, to celebrate our shared milestones and thank all those that help us achieve them, our generous sponsors, our dedicated committee members and partners, our inspiring artists, our gracious guests that are in person with me tonight, as well as virtually at home. And to ensure that all kiddos and families are 100% included, 100% empowered, 100% Easterseals Central Illinois. I invite you to lock in your final bids as we close in closer and closer to 7:50. I will be back without a doubt to close us out in a little bit. It looks like the time has come. It is 7:50 already. Imagine that. And our auction is closed. So check your text messages or your cell phone and see if you are winning our winning bidders tonight. So let's give a congratulations to our winning bidders, whether you're in the room or at home virtually. And just in case you were outbid, some of us were, unfortunately, at the very end there, don't worry, you can still help ensure our kiddos and families receive the integral Easterseals Central Illinois services that they need to reach their milestones by simply donating your last bid within the Donate to Easterseals Central Illinois item, which is item number 1 within BidPal. Just a few quick housekeeping notes as we round out the evening. For our winning bid guests that have joined us virtually, congratulations. And this evening we invite you to pick up your items on Tuesday, March 2nd or Wednesday, March 3rd at the Bloomington Service Center located on East Empire. And for our winning bid guests who have joined us in person tonight, we invite you to take at your leisure to exit the ballroom this direction and turn left to retrieve your items, and feel free to enjoy the rest of your dessert or another glass of wine in the meantime. In the coming year, there are many exciting things happening at Easterseals Central Illinois. A new community rally event, growth within our autism and cerebral visual impairment programs, known as the ALEX program, inclusive summer day camp and respite weekends out at Timber Point Outdoor Center, and perhaps the most thrilling, a state-of-the-art building in partnership with the YMCA of Bloomington Normal. So don't just watch us grow, join us and be a part of the growth. Thank you so very much for your contributions to Easterseals Central Illinois and Timber Point Outdoor Center this evening. We promise to see you soon, and good evening. Thank you.